I achieved quite a lot in this life. I have a PhD in physics, I have a black belt in karate, I immigrated to Finland, passed the language test and got a citizenship here. Meanwhile, I didn't have any good start in life because I was born in Russian province and my parents were not rich at all. I started working very early, and the whole time while I was studying at university, I was also working at the same time at least 20 hours per week. Throughout that time, I developed a strategy how to get things done without ruining my health. In this American hustle culture, I strongly disagree with certain moments, for example, with prolonging your workday on behalf of sleep. It is horrible in my opinion because sleep is one of the most important things for your health and you should never sacrifice it. I am completely not productive if I didn't get enough sleep, so any advice about sleeping less is bad. Also, it feels like most of the time management books are written by men who are usually not the main caretakers of the kids. And time management with kids and without kids, it's a huge difference. I have 2 kids and I defended my PhD thesis when my older kid was less than 2 years old. Hi there, my name is Anastasia Lampilahti and I'm a content creator based in Helsinki. This channel is mostly about creativity, but I was thinking that some of the self-development topics also can be useful. Content now is not my main occupation and I came to the creative niche from science. For the last 10 years I was working at institutes and universities and my PhD is about atmospheric science. The system I'm using I partly developed and partly took from books and videos, and it's helping me to achieve my goals without ruining my health. At the end of this video, I will give you the list of books and interesting resources if you want to learn more about this. All my system is based on the pyramid I'll show you on a slide. In this pyramid, the base is having goals. The second step of the pyramid is maintaining high energy level, and what do I mean by this, I will explain you later. And at the top of the pyramid is a small step theory. Small step theory will not work without high energy level and nothing will work without well-defined goals. So the first step would be setting up the goals. It is good to have one main goal. It is somewhere there all your focus would be and it is something that you want to achieve the most. Setting up more than one main goal can be possible, but those goals should correlate somehow. Let me explain you what I mean. For a long while, my main goal was getting a Finnish passport. For this, the requirements were passing the language test and living in Finland for a certain amount of time. Meanwhile, my second goal was defending a PhD in Finland. But those 2 goals were actually helping each other because all my residence permits were on the basis of scientific research. That means that my work as a PhD was influencing my residence. By working on my PhD thesis, I was closer to the PhD defense, but also I was closer to getting a passport. So if your goals are correlating like this, it's okay to have 2 main goals, but otherwise it is better to focus on one big thing. In other case, you can have troubles with the focus. So what I need is one main goal and it will be the focus, and most of the effort I will put there. Some time ago I was super focused on getting a passport, and for this I needed to learn Finnish language at intermediate level, which is B1. In this video I will explain later on how I achieved it. My next big goal will be increasing Instagram following and getting 10,000 subscribers on Instagram. If you are not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. To achieve this goal, I should have a habit of posting those real videos regularly. I think that I will start with the pace of posting 4 videos per week, and after some time I will increase this number. One main goal is a good thing, but what also matters in life is balance. For this I use the balance wheel and I divide my life into spheres. Those spheres are very individual, so most likely your balance wheel will be very different from mine. In my life I have work and career, family and kids, health, blogging, hobbies, studies, people and networking, and maybe joy of life. After that, I think about what do I want in each of the spheres of my life. It can be 1 or 2 bullet points for each sphere. Here I can share with you my current matters. But before, a little bit of context. This summer I defended my PhD thesis at the University of Helsinki, and after PhD defense I went on maternity leave. Because between PhD defense and labor there were not so much time and I was defending my PhD while I was already heavily pregnant, I didn't start any new projects. Also, my older kid is very young, and then I was defending my PhD, he was less than 2 years old, and that's why this small amount of time I decided to spend more with my kid. Usually it is considered to be hard to manage both maternity and career, but honestly for me it's just a matter of good planning. So, currently my work and career will not be my main focus, but what is beneficial to continue skill stacking and learn something new work related. That is why watching lessons is a very good idea. There are a lot of short 10 or 20 minute lessons on YouTube and Coursera, and I can stick to those. Next comes family and kids. First of all, I want to spend couple of hours of good quality time with my older kid on weekdays when he returns from kindergarten. And once per week I want some family weekend when we go somewhere, for example to the zoo or to the amusement park. Considering health, now I need to recover from childbirth, and that is why in January I'm planning to work with a diet doctor. But now I can walk 10,000 steps per day. Next phase is blogging, and it is simple. I want to increase my Instagram following, and the instrument I would like to use for this are short videos. So it is my main goal as we discussed. There comes hobbies. My number one hobby is photography, and I want to take pictures regularly, so maybe I can go out with a camera once per week. Then comes to the studies, and usually I have a goal to read 50 books per year, and most of the books I read are non-fiction books. People and networking is one of the most difficult parts of my life because I'm extremely introverted and I actually don't like going outside with people. But meanwhile, networking is super important. Let's plan to go to events at least once per month because it's a very good idea to get out of the comfort zone. Every goal is just a set of habits, and I need to plan what habits do I want to implement in my life. I am a very active user of Habit Tracker, and so far it is one of the best instruments for achieving goals. I use an app called TickTick. There is a calendar, a to-do list, and a habit tracker. I have a yearly subscription, so I pay for the full version. When I wrote down all my goals for all parts of my life, I am not yet starting planning small steps towards those goals. I plan what habits I should actually have for maintaining a high energy level. High energy level is dependent on how much I sleep, what food do I eat, how much I exercise, and what is my psychological condition. A lot of business books about successful success promote the idea that if you will sleep less, you will have more time for work. For example, Donald Trump has a lot of business books, and in each book he is telling that he usually sleeps about 4 hours per day. And what is happening in reality if you are not getting enough sleep? You are tired, you can't think straight, you are not productive at all. You feel very bad and you start procrastinating. For example, you can go and doom scroll. And after that you can find yourself on TikTok scrolling for 6 hours in a row. You should never sacrifice sleep because it's absolutely essential. I'm trying to sleep minimum 8 hours per night even when I have a newborn baby. I'm going to sleep at 9 almost every day, and I don't use screen before sleep, and instead of scrolling and watching the screen, I'm reading books. Even with all my activities, even when I was writing a PhD thesis, I never sacrificed sleep because I know that the less sleep I'm getting, the less productive I am. Next important thing for high energy level is what you eat, and I guess now science is telling that the best way of eating is this Harvard plate or diet plate. It is a plate that contains vegetables, carbs, and proteins. What to eat and how to eat is not a question to me, it's a question to nutritionists or diet specialists, and here I can't help you because I'm not a doctor. I mean, I am a doctor, but I'm not a medical doctor. What I usually do is putting chicken to the air fryer and putting some rice buckwheat or lentils and vegetables to the steam cooker. In this case, I'm getting this Harvard plate, and meanwhile I don't have to cook because those devices are cooking for me. My main criteria about food is that it's healthy and I don't have to cook it because I don't like cooking and I'm usually very busy. Next important thing for high energy level is physical activity, and it is easy to start with walking 10,000 steps per day and then slowly add some other physical activities that you like dancing, boxing, like whatever is good for you. I was doing karate for 15 years of my life because I like it a lot, and what you like depends on you. But at least 10,000 steps per day is a basic minimum. And after that it comes to psychological condition, which is also very important for maintaining high energy level. For this I meditate daily, and sometimes I also like journaling. By the way, meditations are not some magical bullshit. There is actually scientific evidence that they reduce the stress level and they have mild effect on mental health. So why not to do it? Because it's free. Also, I talk to therapists from time to time, and therapy is actually an excellent way to maintain a good psychological condition. A good idea is to cut the screen time on the phone and stop doom scrolling on TikTok, because doom scrolling is actually ruining your brain and health. And the first thing that should go to the habit tracker are not so-called useful habits. For example, I will post one short video per day. No, the first thing that goes there are habits for maintaining high energy level. On my habit tracker, I have such habits as sleeping at least 8 hours per day, meditations, journaling, 10,000 steps per day, and less than 3 hours of phone screen time per day. About implementing new habits. Start slowly. Firstly, implement only one new habit, because if you will decide to do everything at once, there is a huge chance that you will fail. So start only with one new habit, and the next habit you can implement when you already stick to the first one. Usually it's after 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So, firstly, what habits can be implemented for the high energy level? For sleep, it can be sleeping at least 8 hours per day. Or it can also be going to bed at certain time. By the way, not waking up at certain time, because waking up at certain time doesn't work. What you should actually plan is when you go to bed. For food, it can be, for example, a day without sugar. For exercises, it can be 10,000 steps per day. Or it can be small exercise session every second day. For psychological condition, it can be meditations or journaling. Here you can choose what fits the best for you. After putting to the habit tracker habits for maintaining high energy level, it's time to put habits which are small steps towards the goals. As I already said, every goal is just a set of habits. If my goal is to reach 10,000 subscribers on Instagram, my habit should be posting short videos regularly. Reels are the best for this goal because they are shown for both followers and non-followers. And it should become my habit, and I should do it minimum 4 times per week, but preferably even 7 times per week. Also, another thing here can be running targeted advertisement, and my habit in this case can be doing something with this advertisement campaign. But I think it is more important to start with the content itself. Remember, if you are implementing a new habit, start slowly and don't overdo it. So for me, it would be better to start with 3 videos per week during first week, and then on second week post 4 videos, and on third week post 5 videos. But at the beginning, it's better to take it easier. By the way, I think that having some skill stacking habits on your habit tracker is absolutely always a good idea. I have such habits as reading and watching a lesson on my list. It is a great idea no matter what you do. For example, if you're a graphic designer, it's a good idea to learn something new about graphic design, but also about something related to graphic design, for example, time management or marketing or something like this. Couple of more things about habits. At the beginning, don't put into the habit tracker more than 5 habits. 5 is the maximum, and most of them should be for maintaining high energy level. Also, you don't have to tick all the things during your day. Don't get anxious if some of the ticks are not done. There is no need to do absolutely everything. After coming up with the habits, the next step is planning. So we already know the goals, and previously we wrote them down. And planning in this case is the best way to get things done. I'll show you my planning system that I used during all stages of my life, both when I was writing a PhD thesis and preparing for defense, and also I use the same thing on maternity leave. The principle in these cases are more or less the same, I just put different tasks. I usually plan for month, for week, and then for tomorrow. I will now tell you how I plan my workflow. So now I'm on maternity leave with the daughter who is now less than 1 month old, and I don't have my usual university job, and I can focus on my social media strategy. So for this month, my plan will be post at least 4 real videos per week, post 1 post on Instagram per week, read minimum 4 books because it's my favorite form of skill stacking, and film 2 YouTube videos. Considering the plans for the month, for this week, the plan will be post 4 real videos, then film 1 YouTube video, and post 1 Instagram post. Now let's put everything to the calendar. I also use TickTick application for this. Firstly, I put to calendar all scheduled doctor appointments and, for example, bank appointments and some things like this. And the next thing, like attention, next thing I put to the calendar the slots where I rest and do nothing. Preferably to put slots for rest even first. Usually if I don't plan any rest in advance, all the rest goes fuck itself and I'm just working and I'm very tired. So Saturday will be my time for rest and the Sunday will be my time with the family. After this you can ask, do I plan my tasks on particular time or do I have them in the form of to-do list? I prefer a complex system. If the task involves other people and there is certain time, I put it on certain time. And if I can do it by myself without other people, I usually have it in a form of to-do list. Now when I'm on maternity leave, it's better to do it as a to-do list because I can figure out stuff only when my daughter is sleeping. So this week I'm filming a YouTube video on Wednesday, that's why filming and posting real videos I will put on all other weekdays. On Monday I will finalize the script for video, make a presentation and also clean the memory card for the camera so that I'm sure that I didn't delete anything important. On Tuesday I will finalize all the preparations for filming a YouTube video and I will make sure that everything is done. On Thursday I will start making a design for this week's Instagram post. Also I will start transferring the videos from camera to computer because it's a procedure that usually takes some time. And on Friday I post my Instagram post and start editing the YouTube video. So now I have the list of my habits and the to-do list for the closest week, and both of those things will keep me busy. And now, as I promised, here is a list of books that are related to this topic. If you want, you can take a screenshot. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know if it was useful. Hit the like button and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Bye!